Hi, I'm Bonnie.
And I'm Jeanette, and welcome to Corner 23.
Today, we are going to be talking about friendship and our friendship, why friendship is so important to us, what friendship means to us, and also talking about personality types and how different personalities can also play a role in how people see and do friendship.
Yeah, so friendship has been really important to us for our whole friendship. And I think even because of our personality types, we've been able to be good friends too, because the things that we value as our own personality types and as our own selves, we are then both mutual values because we have similar, if not the same, personality types. So we have taken a few personality type tests. I'm more into the Myers-Briggs personality type, and we have been, I would say we've both been getting into more the Enneagram, but I think you've been getting more into that, Bonnie, and delving more into the
It's quite the rabbit hole.
The research side of it, or rabbit hole of it. So neither of us by any means are any experts on this. We're just sharing what we feel like we've learned and have taken for ourselves. So, do you want to share some about the Enneagram and what you found on that?
Sure. So the Enneagram, for those who don't know, is basically just a way of understanding yourself, understanding your personality, and how you tend to view and see the world and interact with the world and other people.
Jeanette and I are both Enneagram 4s. One of the key motivations of 4s is to know themselves and be authentic. One of the key things for type 4s is that we tend to crave authenticity. We really want to be real with people. We like to get deep. We like to have deep discussions. In fact, small talk can tend to be stressful and draining. We often don't want to be alone. We really want to connect with people, yet we also tend to have a fear of abandonment. Type 4s tend to also be quite imaginative. We like to be creative. We tend to be romantic. We love to think deeply, and we tend to love beauty, nature, and music. Type 4s also tend to be quite introspective. We often have a harsh inner critic. We have a fear of being vulnerable and letting people see our true authentic selves in case it's not met well. But we also tend to be emotionally self-aware. Type 4s tend to have the tortured artist vibe, which kind of makes me laugh. It tends to be frustrating if we don't have creative opportunities or creative outlets. We tend to want to withdraw in difficulty, and when we're not functioning in our best self, we tend to be melancholy dreamers. We tend to be angry at ourselves and sometimes experience envy. A key thing about type 4s is we have feelings. Type 4s feel all the feels deeply. Happy feels, sad feels, all the feels. And this is actually kind of a pet peeve of mine because so many things from type 4s tend to be seen as weaknesses, when in actuality, our feelings and the way that we experience the world are actually strengths. Some of the strengths of type 4s is that because we tend to be so introspective, we're very self-aware. We also can see areas of improvement in ourselves, in church, and in society, and being able to make change for the better. We have the ability to put ourselves in other people's shoes and see things from other perspectives. We tend to be sensitive to other people's feelings, which also can make us quite compassionate. Type 4s have a valuable perspective because of our feelings.
So basically, type 4s really like to have deep, authentic friendships. One of the things that's been really helpful for you and I, since we're both type 4s, is that we're both willing to go deep. And when we see our weaknesses or, the not so great sides of our personalities coming out, that it's just, we're there for each other. And if something comes up, it's not threatening, we're able to work through that.
Yeah. And I feel like maybe some of that too is because of the the self-awareness, because we know ourselves, when we find out something deep and maybe dark about the other person, like, we're not like threatened by it. Like, it's like, okay, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like, we're all doing this, right?
Yeah. And I think because of that, being able to have the self-awareness and compassion for other people, just being able to accept and support each other, and other friends. I mean, it's not just because we're type 4s, but just in our friendships with each other and other people, being able to see and support each other where they are.
Yeah, that's so interesting, because there's just so many things that you were talking about in the type 4 that I feel like are very similar to the Myers-Briggs type of INFP, which is where we have, at least at this point, identified ourselves in that personality type. I think you're still kind of trying to figure out if that's really where you fit in because of past things and everything. So it's interesting, because one of the big things of the INFP is that empathy and like that depth as well, of like wanting deep, soulful relationships in your friendships as well.
Myers-Briggs Type Indicator is a personality typing system that seeks to help people understand their differing psychological preferences and how they perceive the world and make decisions. There are 16 personality types made up by 4 sets of letters. Each letter represents a way your brain functions, and therefore how you see the world. The first letter shows your dominant function, the second your auxiliary function, the third your tertiary function, and the fourth your inferior function. A rather simple way to determine your Myers-Briggs personality is to answer these questions and find the letters used to match them. What world do you focus on? If you focus on your outer world, you are an extrovert. If you focus on your inner world, you are an introvert. Next, how do you prefer your information? Do you take in just the basic information? If so, you are sensing. If you prefer to interpret and add meaning, you are intuitive. Third, how do you make decisions? Do you look at logic first? If so, you are thinking. Or do you look at the people and special circumstances? If so, you are feeling. Last, how do you deal with the outside world? Do you like to have things decided? If so, you are judging. That's just the name. Myers-Briggs is not calling you judgmental. If you stay open to new information and options, you are perceiving. So Bonnie and I are INFPs. As with all personality types, INFPs have their own unique traits. They are typically empathetic, generous, open-minded, creative, passionate, and idealistic. In friendship, INFPs are looking for lasting, authentic friendships with people they can trust. They want to feel acceptance and understanding. They feel that true friendships are founded on shared values, not only shared experiences. They want strong, stable relationships marked with passionate support, subtle poetic wit, and a profound level of emotional insight. INFPs have a fierce, protective, and loyal streak. And lastly, INFPs always hold their friends in their hearts.
So, yeah, with the INFP, or just like the Myers-Briggs personality type, I feel like that kind of looks at more like brain functions specifically, and so like why you do the things that you do because of how your brain is thinking through things. So that's just an interesting, like, different perspective of like how we operate as people. But it is interesting too then, because with knowing those things about different people function in different ways, people are gonna see things differently. And so that affects how you view friendship and how you do friendship. And I think for us that, and because of like the empathy and the self-awareness type of stuff, we can kind of put ourselves into the shoes and see that other people might see it differently. So we're still there for that.
Yeah. And I think the cool thing, which is one of the reasons that I love personality tests in general, is because you know, it's not so much about like labeling people or being like, oh, this person is like this, but just being able to see and understand people in the fullness of who they are, or, you know, part of who they are, so that we can, you know, get to know other people and other personalities and be able to work together and see the beauty in all different types of people.
Yeah. And like understanding yourself too, so that you can understand other people.
Yeah.
So yeah, different people see things different ways, and that's a beautiful thing. It's hard sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
but it is a beautiful thing.
It is awesome.
So yeah. Would be interested in knowing if you would like to comment in the comments of what your personality type is, and how, I don't know, like rate your how you see friendship. How important is it to you, and do you think that that's based on your personality type or other factors? We're going deep here, so just comment your whole life story in the comments.
And let us know if you have a favorite like personality type system as well, because I find that fascinating too. If you more of an Enneagram person or Myers-Briggs or, you know, whatever.
Or what you are like, what's your favorite? Like those other quizzes that you can take of like,
which Hogwarts?
What kind of cake are you?
Yeah, all the things. Tell us all the things.
Tell us all of them. So please like and subscribe, and we look forward to hearing about you in the comments.
Bye.
Bye. Wrap it up. Let me look at my pieces of paper here that tell me all the answers of life.
You know what I mean? Because if we're okay, good. We're just like gonna be sitting in our chair smiling. How do we make it?
All right.
Okay.